Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for being on the Hi-Fi Show. Yes, we are back because we finally managed to put together at least 4 videos. You guys, if you don't send them, this series is going to end, unfortunately. Enough said. If you want to participate, which I hope, you're going to find all the rules here below in the video description, okay? Let's start immediately with video number 1. Let's go now.
Hi Guido, my name is Stefan, I'm 17 years old, and today I'm gonna show you my hi-fi system. So, for the first thing, I'm gonna talk about the electricity. The last 1 meter of power is powered by this specially braided cable, and that feeds the balanced transformer, which powers up the amplifier and the SACD player. So, for the amp, I use a well regarded Panasonic Sahe 7. It's basically a Technics all inside with just a Panasonic logo on the front. For the sound quality, it's very warm, spacious, and the sonic performance is excellent. And as you can see, I use the anti-resonatic spikes on all of the 4 legs. For the streamer, DAC, and the CD player, I use the Pioneer BDP 150. It's very regarded SACD player, and I use it as well as the DAC. It uses a very high quality AKM 4430 DAC chip, and it's the analog output for my amplifier. So I mainly use it for Tidal, for network streaming, but I as well have some CDs and SACDs. So as you can see, I have the anti-resonance treatment as well as the wooden base for it. So this I have the ELAC sub, model is 101. It have a 8-inch bass driving, which is down firing, and there is the bass reflex on the front. It gives a very deep and controlled bass, and it's really good at correcting the room mods as well. So I'm very happy with that sub. So for the speakers, I have DOY speakers, and the cable for it, it's handmade copper cables, flat cables in cotton. The speakers are, there is a bass cabinet and the open baffle style tweeter, as you can see. It's an open back design, and the tweeter itself have a hole in magnet, so the sound going forward and backward, and that gives the excellent reproduction of the sonics in the sound stage. This is my little CD collection of my 4 favorite albums, and of these 4, I'm gonna say my favorite album is the Supertramp Crime of the Century. So now I'm gonna play some sound sample, and just to show my room and my sitting position. So now I'm gonna play the song.
Okay, thank you so much for the submission, Stefan. Wow, I love the fact that you're 17 and you're already so focused. That is fantastic. When I was 17, I didn't have such good stuff and I wasn't so focused. So congratulations on that, really. I see you put attention to the lower frequency, putting a sub, a decent quality sub. You also put attention on the tweeters. Now clearly you have to be careful that these don't overlap too much and don't mesh around the noise of the drivers of the core loudspeakers, but I'm sure you did some tests. In any case, it seems that you are already inside testing and experimenting. Fantastic. Also with the cables, really good job. I love the Panasonic. I mean, I'm not crazy of receivers of that kind, but we have to remember that you are at the beginning and clearly the budget is what it is. But you're already putting some spikes, you're putting some attention on all the different details. Even the Blu-ray disc spinner for super audio CDs, streaming and things like that. It's an excellent choice. Why not? I love the little CDs. Congratulations. Very well put together. Okay. Oh, and thanks for using one of my tracks. I mean, you created a perfect package within just a few minutes. So very well done. Okay, let's proceed now with our second video, starting now.
Hello, my name is Marcella van Krij and I'm from the Netherlands. Welcome in my living room. In this video, I'd like to show you my audio setup. Let's start with the digital domain. For digital, I have CDs and streaming. Let's start with the streaming. Therefore, I use a self-made audio PC optimized for audio, and with a tube USB to SPDIF converter, the signal goes directly into my Audionote ladder deck. For CDs, I use a transport from Audionote. This one is an idler version, as you can see. Now let's go to the analog domain. I have a Platine Verger turntable. It's a belt drive turntable. I replaced the original motor by one from Dr. Feikert. On the turntable there are two tone arms. The first one is from Audionote, model 1S, together with a field coil cartridge. The second tone arm is from Denmark, a Morg, with an orthophone mono cartridge. Here you see the step-up transformer and the power supply. This is the step-up transformer, this is the power supply. This is my preamplifier. It has a phono stage as well. Besides that, it also has a separate power supply, one for the left channel and one for the right channel. And last but not least, my own creation, my loudspeakers. It has a subwoofer that is powered by this little Nili Class D power amp. And here we have the mid-bass, mid and highs. They are powered by my Audionote Jinrai power amplifiers. I hope you liked this video so far. I would like to end with some music from the ambassador of Audionote, Vincent Bellanger. Until the next, bye.
Wow, fantastic. What a system. Congratulations. Now you put it that track of music at the end. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. If YouTube blocks me somehow, I'm going to put the entire video or the link, because I saw you put a YouTube link. Maybe it's already online. In any case, it'll be here below in the video description if people want to listen to it, okay? Because I may have to cut it out. I'll discover that only after. What can I say? A fantastic, thoughtful, great experience system here. I mean, you can really see You put a lot of thought, a lot of tentatives. The fact that you created your own loudspeakers with all the different types of drives. It's really, really, I would really love to hear it. I mean, it seems something astonishing, fantastic. And the fact also that you're using Class D amps for the subs and tubes for the other part, it just tells it all. That B-amping situation, I would love to do that actually here. It's very difficult in my situation. In any case, congratulations, truly. I mean, and all the Audionote stuff, gear, heaven, pure bliss, congratulations. Wow, wow, just wow, incredible. Also the turntable, great stuff. What can I say? I mean, you really need, I think in this case, a hi-fi award for everything. Congratulations. Okay, let's proceed now with our third video starting now.
Hello Guido, since your hi-fi show absolutely must continue, I have decided to send you the latest evolution of my hi-fi chain triggered by this self-built loudspeaker with an horn. A German YouTuber said about horn speakers that if they are really good, it's like pulling the covers of the music, and that's exactly what I experienced last year. There it is. The speaker named M1, which can also be pronounced meins and means mine. Yes, it works very well with my Rotel Michi X3, but every time I listened to it, it kept reminding me, Sammy, I could do better. It showed me that on the small HeathKit integrated amplifier too. What happened next was not only a crazy and expansive journey, it was also an immersion into a completely new world for me. This speaker showed me the effects of my changes immediately and without compromise at every step. Let's start chronologically, and that was, of course, that I needed an amplifier that had a little more power than my 3.5 watt HeathKit. Unfortunately, many of the options you keep showing us were completely out of my financial reach. On the other hand, it should be something that really represents in my small collection of vintage devices. Despite repeated advice to the contrary from other hi-fi experts, I ended up purchasing these two beautiful refurbished Quad 2 power amplifiers, which I found second-hand in Sweden. This gave me the classic quad sound, but without the electrical risks that are typical for these amplifiers. And if I'm going to use these power amplifiers, then they should be connected to the mains with something suitable. This is where Jürgen Hensler cable comes in very handy. And with the latest new speaker stands from JBL, the setup for my attic was expensive, but I finally found what I was looking for. How did the mains react? Sammy, that's a nice sound, enough force, but I can do better than that. So I realized that the advantages of a very good preamplifier, which not only you had repeatedly pointed out, had now become an issue for me as well. I was just faced with the question of what I can still afford and what would really help this setup. I ended up choosing the Nagra PLP, which was well outside my normal budget. On the one hand, because I simply had to have at least one Nagra device, and on the other, because it is the first pure hi-fi device from this brand. Again, it was done at full risk and without any examples ever having been heard. And it really paid off. The internal phono preamplifier blew the really good Atoll BH100 out of the water so badly that I was left speechless. My Technics GR with the Denon system, which was still the same as before, was in a completely different league. The used AMR 777 DAC preamplifier, which was now supposed to function purely as a DAC, was exposed so transparently and brutally that it decided to go on strike. It was replaced by a better working Holo Audio Cyan 2, which also performs well with DSD files. The next stage of evolution was not procurement, but a learning step. I visited the developer of this open source project. I wanted to let him hear mine and check whether they corresponded to what he developed. I would never have placed the mines so close to my listening position, right on the edge of near-field listening, if I hadn't experienced it there. And once again, the speaker has improved. And because I already integrate my REL S510 with my other pair of speakers, the Magna Planar 1.7i, I simply tried for fun to see if it could be integrated into the setup via the second PLP preamplifier output. And that works incredibly well too. It's amazing how tubes can work together with a Class D amp in a subwoofer. Something peculiar has happened in this development. Since the beginning of my hi-fi journey, I have always sought the optimal setup for each individual recording and therefore wanted to remain flexible. Yes, I still swap components from my inventory, but only to either operate the Magis optionally with the X3 or to use the Mines, either with the Quattis for conscious listening or with the Rotail as simple background music, or because I need to do something quickly. Thank you for including me in this series, and I hope there will be many more contributions to this fantastic series, because there are so many paths to the wonder of music. Sincerely yours, Sammy.
Sammy, you created a masterpiece. What a video. It talks, it speaks, it presents, it does everything by itself. Congratulations. Wow. Thank you so much for putting your face. That enriches the whole experience and it helps us all to better understand. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for using the tracks. A very interesting experience. You have also told us how you developed your choices, how they were made. Fantastic. I love this. And you guys, you see how many people are almost forced to create their own loudspeakers because you're not finding what you want out there, or simply they cost just too much, especially when you want to use tubes. See, that is the problem. I don't know if you mentioned the drivers, what is doing the lower, mid-lower frequencies. I'm not sure if you mentioned that. In any case, I love the quads. As you know, I'm not a big lover of parallel design, but I do understand that if you need a little bit more of an oomph, that's one of the paths you have to follow. And if you find a good design, like I'm in love, for example, with my Macintosh MC30s. Those are fantastic, but it's a parallel design, even though it's a special design. In any case, you found the quads, which is also a special design. Fantastic. I love this so much. Congratulations for diving in the horn field, because that is so rewarding when you find a good quality one, exactly as that YouTuber said. I fully agree. And also congratulations for taking the plunge for an Agra, because that's always going to be extremely expensive regardless of when it was released. Fantastic. I love it very much. thank you so much, really, for this video you sent me. And actually, I do want to say once more, you guys, we can learn so much from these videos. It's not just entertainment. So please send them. Please do. Okay, let's proceed now with our last video now.
Hello from Greece. Hello to all the music guys out there. So here my system. First, I would like to show you the treatment. Here behind is a very nice three-dimension paint from an artist. We also have here and here. Here is my stuff, background. So we can start from the most important, Ypsilon GM70 set, 80 watt, pure tube. We'll continue phono stage, BPS 100, and of course PST 100 also from Ypsilon. Then have from your country Sigma Acoustic Orchestra 2.5. Then we proceed in the Tech Dash turntable Air Force 3 Premium S, Tangueta Supreme Analog, exceptional toner, one of the best. And this is Analog Relax cartridge 500, EX500. Here is Master Innovation Clear Audio, another lovely turntable, mounted with two triplaners, one Lyra Etna SL and the one nostalgic Denon here. So this is my system, sound with a nice view here. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you the best.
You guys, it gets better and better. Congratulations. Wow. And you're also so tidy and neat and precise. How can you do this? I live in a mess. My fault, I guess. Wow. What a system. Another incredible system. Congratulations. All the room treatment, stellar. Absolutely. Great amps. Fantastic speakers. The Sigma. Incredible Tech Dash turntable. Wow. Even the clear audio. One of the best. All the Ypsilon stuff, gear, amazing. Just outstanding. Very, very high class. I also see a step up. I'm checking again the video here. Very cool. Wow. Congratulations. Really, you guys. This is stellar material. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. Well, we've reached the end of this video. Only 4 videos this time. Finally, once again and once and for all, start sending those videos. We need them. Thank you again for watching, and remember that music is born analog. Ciao!
Hey there, if you are enjoying my content, please consider to subscribe. It's free, and it will help the channel tremendously. Also, don't forget to explore my prior videos. There's something for everyone.
Welcome to the audiophile community.